rolling.
Rolling.
Okay, speeding. Awesome. Hi.
Hi.
Why don't you tell me your name and your position here at the company?
My name's Heather Hohorst, and my position here is I'm a service coordinator.
So we had a buzz. So can
Scheduling coordinator?
silence our phones.
I might have to-
I would just leave that on the ground or something. Put it where it won't buzz on the desk.
In the shred bin.
It'll probably buzz there too.
It's on a bunch of paper, so
Want me
it
to
won't
cut?
be as bad.
No, we're
Okay.
fine. We're fine.
Okay,
Okay.
but hold on. What is didn't my thing just change? Scheduling coordinator.
Scheduling coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we both know. So,
It just changed a little, so.
hold on, let me find out let me go look it up. So again, why don't you tell me, big smile, your name and what you do here for Salters.
My name is Heather Hohorst, and my voice is cracking.
I heard it. All right.
This is going to take
Third
forever.
Third time's a charm.
Okay, are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay. My name is Heather Hohorst, and I'm a service coordinator here at Salters Fireplace.
We're going to do it a fourth
That
time.
sounds terrible.
We're going to do it one.
You're a
for
schedule
fourth
coordinator, not a.
Well, it was
What
it was
am I?
It was the
What's my
motorcycle.
position? What's my position
You're
here?
schedule coordinator.
Am I? I don't know. I'm a service
say it.
coordinator, scheduling coordinator. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Heather Hohorst, and I am a scheduling coordinator.
That was great.
You're tone it down.
Yeah, we can make it normal.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi, my name is Heather Hohorst, and I'm a scheduling coordinator.
Cool.
Is that better?
Sure.
Okay.
How long have you been at Salters?
I just passed my 1-year mark here at Salters.
Okay. So you've been here for a whole year.
I've been here for 1 whole year.
What were you doing before that?
I was a nurse for over 10 years.
And you switched careers because?
I switched careers because I was a nurse for over 10 years and it was just very stressful. And through the pandemic, I felt like I needed to open the door to something else. So,
Okay. So you landed at Salters. Why?
I landed at Salters because I was deciding to further my career in business. I had somewhat of an inkling to pursue business, so I started school for that. And there was an opening here, which I thought would be really good for me to get into.
Okay. And what do you do now?
I'm a scheduling coordinator, so I schedule service for our spa division, and I also schedule deliveries for outdoor patio furniture, and I also schedule installs for gas inserts, as well as site inspections.
Okay. That sounds like a job. Now, everyone's got a job, right? And you gotta do your job. But there's parts to every job that's like, yeah, this is why I'm excited to come in today. You get to see your friend eating meatloaf next to you.
Love it.
What are the parts that actually, the good parts?
So the good parts about working here at Salters is that there's a lot of flexibility with scheduling, especially because I do have a daughter, and they're great about things of that nature. If something comes up, everybody's always willing to step in and work as a team and cover me if need be. Also, it's just a great environment with the other people that I work with in the office.
Okay. So you like the people and there's a work-life balance.
Yes.
Okay. So in comparison to a previous career of yours, why don't you give me some insight, some story or anything, so maybe some day-to-day that shows me what that work-life balance looks like, that flexibility.
So like an example?
Yeah, sure.
You want an example?
That'd be great.
Or a comparison too, right?
Either one.
Okay.
We can go from there.
So I can recall a moment in time when I was in my nursing career and I was in jeopardy of losing my job or being in trouble because I would have to take off because of my daughter or because of weather or something like that, whereas if I run into one of those issues in this business and with Salters, there's a lot more flexibility around those things, and I don't feel as if I'm going to lose my job over it. There's really, the work-life balance here is so important, and they really do allow you to have that. So I feel like I'm doing a really bad job at doing
No,
a
that
comparison
was-
and an
I really-
explanation.
I really loved how you
I was
started.
trying to
How you
compare the
started
two.
that was really good.
Okay.
The pace and everything. So, what is it that this place does that allows you to feel that way? Why do you feel that that you're not going to lose your job? Mm-hmm. It's cool. The stress levels are down, and you know what? If I gotta go home at 12:30 on a Tuesday, I can for the kiddo.
Mm-hmm.
What about it here does that?
I'm trying to think of a
It's okay.
good
Hey,
way of
there's-
saying it so I don't trip over my words.
That's fine.
The less editing you have to do. Right? Just give me a second.
It's all right.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
keep
and
my
you know
track
what?
of
It's
thought, but I'm
funny.
also getting hot.
You know what's well, that's because you're getting nervous. You know, it's
Yeah.
funny when you're sitting there and then people are looking at you and stuff, and you're like, "Oh, I gotta think of the thing. I gotta think of the thing."
Well, I wanna-
Nothing ever comes.
No, and I want to. I'm like blank, but I want to give a good answer because this is like
Well, let's go back to it. Because
so.
that work-life balance thing, I think, has been
Well, that's one of the
a
most-
theme throughout everyone
yeah.
I'm talking to here.
It's the most important thing to me. I mean, it's a majority of the reason why I had to switch careers in general was for that. You know, being in the nursing field for so long, my daughter's 4 now, I didn't have that responsibility all those 10 years. So it was like once I started creating a family, I started realizing that that career was no longer serving me. So coming somewhere like Salters and they give you that work-life balance is so important for me to have, you know, in this career that I choose for business. So being here and having those opportunities allow for me to go home and not be stressed out. I know if something happens with my family that I will be able to be there for them. And it allows me to just perform at work better because it's just overall de-stresses my life, work, home, everything. Again, work-life balance.
Okay. So you feel as if that this place affords you the opportunity to do whatever you got to do at home. It puts your home life first.
I would say it allows me to put my home life first. Because I feel like if that is settled before I come in here, I don't have to bring stress into work and I don't go home with it either. So, yeah, I would definitely say that.
So your answer was good. I'm going to try and get it to be concise. So, why is Salter's work-life balance important to you?
Salter's work-life balance is important to me because my family is everything to me. If I don't have them, I don't have the desire to come to work. I don't have the desire to be here. They make me want to be here and want to do better in my life.
Crushed it.
'Kay.
That's excellent. What a good human answer, right? That's I hope that's exactly how you truly feel.
It is.
Good. Mm-hmm. I believe you. Okay, so you're going to school.
I am going to school.
Yeah? Tell me about that.
So right now, I'm taking classes towards my business administration degree. I go to Montgomery County Community College, and I'm taking calculus and business software.
Nerd.
Didn't say I was good at it. So there's a lot of early mornings and late nights.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what does your normal day look like? Having work, having school, having your daughter, having a life. What do your days look like?
My my day-to-day requires a lot of time management skills. So getting up in the morning, I try to at least spend every day taking 15 minutes in the morning just to myself. No noise. Coffee, quiet. If I choose to go throw in a load of laundry in the morning, then so be it, but it's just my time. And then I get ready, get my daughter ready, give my husband coffee, take her to school, drive here, usually listen to some kind of podcast or Audible book on the way here instead of radio noise. It lets me zen before I come in and do customer service. Because that's always sometimes a struggle. Not every day, but customer service is not always easy. But it does help me be able to service my customers better if I am in a better mental state of mind and have clarity in the morning. So I try to just be stress-free in the mornings, get here, and really what I do throughout the day depends on the amount of requests that I get coming in for variation of jobs, because I do handle a multitude of different things here. So I can go from talking about spas with a customer to scheduling something for a fireplace. So it's kind of a couple different hats that I wear.
Okay. Left side of the face here.
Left.
Yep.
Okay.
What do you do when you get home?
When I get home, so when I get home, well, first I go pick my daughter up every day from school. And then when we get home, I try to do at least 15 minutes of homework with her. Whatever she can handle. She's only 4, so
Not
it's
quite
kind
calculus yet.
it's not calculus. Yeah, it's whatever she can handle that day, and then we'll move on to something, whether it's arts and crafts or if she wants to watch a movie. And then I prepare dinner or my husband prepares dinner. So, and then we have family time.
What does family time look like?
We eat dinner together every night at the table. And if we're lazy, sometimes we'll eat in the living room, but we're still together. And then we all just kind of hang out with each other. Usually tickle parties with my daughter. So, and then it's bedtime. And then I'll have quiet time.
So I want to go back to school for a second, because you're doing all these things, but you still have a job. I mean, there are people that's their job, just school.
Yeah.
And then partying probably, but those days are done.
Mm-hmm. They were long gone.
So how do you have that much time to be going to school, taking calculus, coming to work here, dealing with customers, then time with the family?
So, to be honest, I really don't have that much time. Like I said, it's all about time management. And sometimes I have to choose me time over school time. It's really dependent upon, what I can handle at that moment. So I know that maybe I might not be able to invest myself in calculus right now, so I need to go do something else that's more productive. So
Why are you going to school?
I'm going to school so that I can, I did nursing for so long, and I thought that a business administration degree would be a good opportunity to have, flexibility in what I would want to do in business. It's not really pinpointing exactly one thing in particular.
Okay.
It would give me a broad range of opportunity.
Okay. Fair enough. So, if your daughter were to describe what you do for a living, what would she say?
If my daughter was to describe what I do for a living, she would say that I call a lot of people. I'm on the phone all day. Probably.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're on the phone a lot. Is she right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's the majority of my day. Mm-hmm.
So to be on the phone all day, dealing with people, you mean you have to like people?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
I wasn't going to put words in your mouth.
It's like, is he done with the question?
So, what is the most rewarding part of your job when you're working? I'm not talking about a paycheck. I'm not talking about work-life balance. What's the most rewarding part of the physical job that you get?
I'd say the most rewarding part of my job is when a customer's having an issue and I'm able to actually handle it and solve their problem. Not
Right.
just them needing something, but them actually having an issue and me being able to solve it.
Okay. Why is that important to you?
It's important to me because if somebody is requesting a service for something and having an issue, somebody within that company should be able to help them and solve their problem. And I guess I'm a problem solver.
Okay, you like problem solving?
I do.
Okay. So describe that. So I don't get people calling me saying, hey, I had a problem with, this part and this part and this part of the install or whatever. Describe to me what that feeling is like when somebody calls you, clearly unhappy, but then when they're done with you, they are happy again.
What does that feel like?
Yeah, describe that feeling to me.
So the feeling of being able to help somebody after they had a problem, for me, is a very calming feeling. It would allow me to feel like useful, resourceful, and needed, I suppose.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to exist if I didn't feel needed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little concerned about AI for that reason.
Yeah, right. So inhumane. Mm-hmm.
So Salters allows you to satisfy that urge to be needed?
Of course. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I had something else and I lost it. And it's gone.
Forever in the wind.
1 second.
Am I answering these questions as directly as you would like?
Yes, but perfect.
Okay.
You're doing super well.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Good. No matter
Other
what,
questions?
I'm going to see myself and not like it anyway, so
Oh, that's not true.
we'll see.
I might even put that in there. I like that kind of stuff. What you just said and then laughed. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. So yeah, a couple questions like this. So
Okay.
Somebody's thinking about why Salters? I mean, you can do what you're doing in other places, but why here?
So, Salters was brought up to me by a friend that actually got me the job here. And when her and I had a discussion, she was telling me about this place and how it would offer, the flexibility that I was looking for that we've previously spoken about. And, I was really just looking for an out from nursing, and it just seemed like a wonderful opportunity and a great place to start, leaving, a career that I'd known and was so comfortable with for so long to the unknown. And I'm really glad I chose it because it was one of the most welcoming, things in a very uncomfortable situation.
Okay. What were her selling points? You said her, right?
Jenna, what were your selling points?
A lot. It worked.
I'm trying to
Here you
remember.
are.
I'm trying to remember our conversation that day. We met at a Phillies game. That's how I met her.
Oh, you girls met at a Phillies game? That's fun.
Yeah.
Like through work?
We'll tell
guys
you.
at a
We'll
game?
tell you after this interview, but it's actually
Offline? That's
it's
an
actually
offline
pretty
game?
it's actually pretty funny. No, I could mention it here.
Yeah, you met somebody that works here. Tell me the story.
So I met somebody that worked here at a Phillies game. I was with my husband. We went to a Phillies game. Huge Phillies fan, and I met her in the club box suite. And she was with her husband, and they were having a date day. My husband and I were having a date day, and there was a mutual guy that actually knew my husband and knew her husband. So her and I were the only girls there at the time, and her and I just hit it off and began talking. And she's very career driven, so am I. But I was looking for an out from the career that I was currently in. And she was looking for someone to join her career that she's been invested in for so long. So we just really meshed well, and it,
Yeah, I do know. I do.
it aligned.
Perfect. And what were her selling points? Do you remember her selling points? Why work here and not somewhere else?
So, it was explained to me that it would be a very good place to start in the position that I was in. So, as a service coordinator, initially I was doing one thing, and now that I've been here for a year, I've already been able to work my way into navigating through other things. So growth was definitely a selling point. There's always things to learn, always room to grow. Just have to be motivated.
Okay. So just like a year ago or so, someone was telling you what this place has to offer. What would you tell somebody, maybe even in the same situation you were in, or what would you tell yourself? If you look yourself in the face a year ago and say, hey, I think you should do this because of X. What exactly would you say? What would you tell somebody, or what would you tell yourself?
I think I would tell myself, well, the person who first started out here is to just be patient, learn what you can, and there's always more to do. There's always places where you can help, and there's always somewhere that you'll be able to fit in. I don't mean that in a social sense. I mean just there's a lot of different avenues of this business that you can take, whether it's administrative, sales, things of that nature. And I find myself comfortable behind the scenes. I don't consider myself more of a salesperson, but I guess I would tell myself to really just be patient, and there's room for growth, so you can figure out what you want to do. You don't have to know as soon as you walk in the door.
Okay. Yeah, so somebody looking for something, they're looking for maybe a good company, not even necessarily don't know what they want to do. That's what you would tell them?
I would. I think I would tell them that Salters is definitely open to being patient with their employees and making sure that they're comfortable within what they do.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
It does. It does make sense. All right, let's give.
Don't stick that part in there where I said, does that make sense? Don't put that in
I
there.
stopped recording too. Don't know that.
Uh-oh.
So we will probably take it back a little bit. So this
I know that.
Let's make sure it stays that way. Did I just hit anything?
No.
Yeah, I did. Okay, we want them on. All right, rolling, speeding.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, just keep continually checking that red dot.
If it goes off, what do you want me to do?
Let me know.
Is it the red dot by where Cannon is?
Yep.
All right, I'll try to keep an eye out so you
He's got
guys.
it.
Yeah, I got it.
He's got it. Okay.
Hold on. She's not focused.
No.
It's just blurry when we turn
I'm
it
trying to
back
be focused. I'm just hungry, you know. Thanks. I'm glad somebody giggled at me.
Could you have a look right
Yeah.
here for me?
Yep.
Thank you. Oops. Come on. Sometimes they're a little wonky. Okay. All right. Okay, so I want to kind of, we did really good with the work-life balance. I'd like to go back to your favorite parts of the job. So, quite simply, what's your favorite part of this job?
My favorite part of this job would be the lack of stress that I take home with me every day. In comparison,
No, that's a great answer. Period. That's a
Yeah.
great answer. Yeah. I mean, sometimes there were parts in my career that I was like looking for that, craving the pressure. Not so much anymore. I would assume you can relate.
yes.
So, what about Salters allows you to say, we're good? Like, the place isn't going to burn down even though it's got nothing but fireplaces in it? That was a good dad joke.
Yeah, good job. It's great, actually. So, can you ask me the question again?
So, yeah, sure can. So, what is it about Salters that allows you to feel why do you not feel stressed working at Salters?
I don't feel stressed working here because I think from past jobs that I've had, a lot of it's comparison, if I'm being honest. So the past jobs that I've had have been so incredibly stressful with the workload that I had, whereas here, I feel like I just am able to manage everything that is on my plate better than I could before.
Okay. So if somebody is looking for a less stressful career, even if they're moving parallel, say somebody's in sales doing over here, but they're looking for another place, what would you say about this place that allows for a different perspective on their career?
I would say that Salters allows for a different perspective because, don't get me wrong, there's some days that can be stressful. I think in any form of, customer service, you're going to deal with stress. But I think for me, individually, it really depends on the people that I work with. If they make it fun, if we can laugh, it just alleviates maybe somebody that I just spoke to that wasn't so happy. So, it's just, I think the people here just make it a really good work environment.
That was a great answer. And I can tell you meant it.
Yeah.
That was very, very good. Cool.
I could hear like music.
Yeah. There's some music playing over here. I mean,
I can't really hear it, but I heard like I can just hear it.
Who is? Do you know who's? It sounds like
I don't
it's-
even know how. Does Scott turn that on?
And the bass is pretty.
Where is it? It's coming from
It's
where?
coming from like maybe
Yeah.
down.
Maybe like
or-
a shop. You guys have a
I
shop
think
over there?
Scott turns it on in the morning, but I could be mistaken. Yeah, I think it's the warehouse guy.
Yeah, there's going to be some level of ambient, like we're in
Yeah.
someone else's working environment, right?
But I know the music could definitely be.
Yeah, even if it's just for a few minutes. It
I
stopped.
should have did that before. Oh well.
What?
Cut the music.
I don't even know if it was on the whole time.
I think it
Nah,
was.
It just turned on for this
Oh,
second
really?
part, yeah.
Oh really? Okay.
Because I started.
I didn't notice it before.
I heard the bass. I'm like,
What's going on here?
is it rats?
Okay, let's keep going. So
Okay.
that last answer was excellent. That's
Great.
the kind of stuff I want, and I won't even use like the templated. When you're repeating my answer and like, oh well, it's Salters, I think, like that kind of stuff I won't use. The stuff when you go, you know what, to be honest with you,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the stuff I'm going
Yep.
to use.
Okay.
So if you could, and you can follow up with this, but describe your place of work, Salters, in one word.
Wow, I don't know. One word. That's tough.
It is tough.
It's kind of a loaded question for such a simple one word
Could be a-
answer.
Could be a could be a hyphenated word.
Okay, well. I feel like it shouldn't take me this long to think of a word.
So I think both of the other people said this. It's a little cheesy, but I think both of them said family. Now, I know literally the
I mean-
younger man, his wife's
Yeah, there's a lot
So, like,
of
literally
connection
family.
there. Yeah, yeah, literally. I don't want to say the same exact thing. I
No.
mean, I guess I could say that I do feel like we're all one big family, but it's also like, I don't want to say that just because you put it in my head. So maybe you can help me out with this. So things that come to my mind, and I'll say more than one word, and maybe you can help me
I
pick
can-
a word.
That's fine. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm usually like happy and vibrant when I'm here.
Okay.
You know, feedback that I get is that I add like a happy vibe, if you will, to the office. So that's what it
Yeah.
makes me. It makes me feel like happy when I'm here,
Interesting.
and it's simplistic for me. It's not. I don't make it complex.
Yeah, so describe this place's environment. Like for somebody that myself, I've gotten to know some of the people. I've come a few times, but for someone that's never been here, what is the environment?
A lot of us are pretty laid back. Most of us are happy. I should say.
I
You
hope
know, if they're not, they're probably dealing with something rough at the moment. But mostly everybody here is just, willing to help one another out. And I think when you have a good, solid frame of teamwork, it just creates for a good environment for all of us. So most of the time we're laughing or,
I've noticed that,
having a good time while we work.
which is incredibly important because, and I have seen places that's like, no, it's work and the people aren't really all that close and stuff like that. And it really, really does matter, at least to me, when, you can talk to somebody and you actually want to go and get drinks with them on when you're not working.
Right.
So the people. You did mention before that one of your favorite parts about working here were the people. Can you elaborate why?
I think everybody that works here at Salters brings their own little addition to the table. You know, it's like if you're thinking of it as like we're all getting together and having like one huge dinner as a family, which is what I do every night with my own family. It's like everybody brings something, right? It's like a potluck. And it's just like a fantastic time. If that's how I can describe it, if I'm using some type of like an analogy.
That was excellent until you went with that describing why you felt that way.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. That's a great answer. I think that's phenomenal.
Okay.
It is. It is like a potluck. Everyone brings their own like unique attitude and things like that. And,
Yeah.
and it changes
Just
the
makes for a
dynamic.
good time.
Every time somebody comes in, it changes the dynamic a little bit. And the dynamic here is, I mean, I like it every time. Everyone's smiling and hi.
It's not like that all the time, but
No,
For the
but
most
it never
part.
can be. Yeah.
I
It's
think I
weird if
keep
it-
doing this a lot, so yell at me if I keep moving my
No,
chair.
it's okay. As long
Okay.
as like
You don't move from the.
yeah,
I think it's natural.
yeah. As long as yeah. You'll thank yourself later if you're sitting down. Okay. So our actions communicate everything, right? What we actually do. You can tell your daughter one thing, but if you do something else. So what do your actions about the place that you chose to work, right? You've been here a year. You probably have options, but you choose to stay here. What is it that you are teaching your daughter through your actions?
I would say that I'm teaching my daughter to follow happiness. Don't follow money. Don't follow what other people want you to do. Follow what is going to make you happy at the end of the day. Might sound cheesy, but it is so true. Because I followed those other things for so long and it landed me here, which is great, but I had to go through a lot to get there.
It does sound cheesy, but it is absolutely, absolutely true. It is.
Yeah.
I fully agree. Okay. So somebody is considering another place. They're interviewing at other places. It's a good candidate. It's definitely a workers' market, right? A lot of. They're considering other places and here. What would you tell them? And I don't mean sell them on coming here. What would you actually tell somebody who's like, I'm thinking about here and I'm thinking about here?
I would tell them that there's definitely a lot of different avenues that they can take here. They could start here doing one thing and end up doing another. There's definitely room to grow. There's, that work-life balance we talked about. There's flexibility.
Yeah, you've mentioned room to grow a few times. So we haven't really hit on that intentionally. So what is it like? Why is there room to grow? It's not a big company. What, 50 people?
Right. Yeah, I think there's a little over 50 now.
Okay.
I want to say when I started, I think there was 40 something. But I should say for me, the growth started because when I began, I was, hired for like pool and spa service. Well, now we no longer do pools anymore. So I was able to integrate into doing fireplace things as well. So to cover for that lack of the pool division that we had. So, it was able to teach me different things that I didn't even know that I would be doing. So even within like 6 months of beginning, it was a lot changed.
Okay. Yeah, so this place, there's a lot of room for variability?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you may not want that kind of. You may not want to learn about that or, and I had mentioned the word motivation before. If you're motivated and you want to learn, it's there for you. So.
That's a great line. I love that. Okay. Coming towards the end here. I'm going to just ask, is there anything that you wanted to add? You don't have to. It doesn't have to be like, oh yeah, hold on, I'll do it because you asked me to.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Off the top of my head, no.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so we're in this great big weird thing that we're just experiencing existence. What is important to you? What are you getting out of your life? What is the point?
Happiness. Living a actual happy life, not just living, but living happily.
Perfect. And I agree. I'm like right there with you. That's the point for me too. Okay. Did you have anything? All right. That's it. We're done.
Okay.
Cut.
Yay.
Very nice. Nice job.